The suspect in the school stabbing has been remanded for 7 days. Selangor Police Chief Shazali Kaha held a press conference on the matter today. Meanwhile, past President Abdul Hadi Awang has explained why the party has not named its Prime Minister candidate. Stay tuned for all this and more on Kini News. The suspect in the stabbing of a 16-year-old female student at a school in Petaling Jaya has been remanded for 7 days by the Petaling Jaya Magistrates Court. According to Bernama Magistrate Shahril Anwar Ahmad Mustafa granted a remand order following a request from the police. The suspect will remain in custody until October 21st. In a press conference later, Selangor Police Chief Shazali Kaha said the case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code.
Seorang pelajar lelaki berusia 14 tahun telah ditahan tidak lama selepas insiden dan kini diremand selama 7 hari bermula 15 Oktober sehingga 21 Oktober bagi membantu siasatan. Kes disiasat di bawah Seksyen 302 Kanun Kesiasaan kerana membunuh. Siasatan dijalankan secara menyeluruh dari segala jua aspek yang meliputi rakaman keterangan saksi-saksi kejadian, semakan rakaman CCTV serta juga penilaian latar belakang kedua-dua pelajar yang terlibat. Sehingga kini sebanyak 57 rakaman percakapan saksi telah direkodkan yang melibatkan para pelajar sekolah, guru-guru, ahli keluarga dan juga wakil kaunseling sekolah.
Shazali added that social media influence and emotional triggers are possible factors behind the suspect's attack. Meanwhile, Education Minister Fadlina Sidek said the ministry has formed a special committee to investigate the stabbing. She added that a team of counselors had been mobilized to provide psychosocial support to the entire school community. Shazali had also reportedly said that the suspect had not expressed his romantic feelings toward the victim. He said that based on current investigations, police believe the suspect had feelings for the deceased but never shared them with her. When asked if the victim knew the 14-year-old suspect, Shazali said both teenagers were from different classes and age groups, so they are believed not to have interacted with each other. During the press conference, he said that there had been no interactions between them before the attack. Shazali also said that the suspect had purchased the weapons, 3 knives, including a krambit, online.
Siasatan pada peringkat semasa ini mendapati tiada unsur budi terlibat. Siasatan awal juga mendapati suspek dan mangsa tidak mempunyai hubungan atau interaksi sebelum kejadian. Adalah dipercayai faktor dorongan emosi dan pengaruh media sosial dikenal pasti sebagai antara punca tindakan suspek berkelakuan sedemikian.
Bagaimana suspek mendapatkan senjata?
Siasatan awal mendapati bahawa suspek memperolehinya dengan membeli secara online.
Bila dia beli?
Ya?
Dijangka bila beli?
Untuk satu tempoh yang lama juga.
Semua senjata tu?
Ya.
Ini tak ada pemeriksaan tu dekat sekolah sebelum sebab dia boleh bawa sampai ke dalam?
Begitulah siasatan menunjukkan bahawa pemeriksaan tidak dijalankan.
Just to confirm, both weapons are pisau dengan kerambit, ya?
Ya, dua jenis.
From now on, you can also listen to Kini News on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Still on the topic, a DAP lawmaker has submitted an emergency motion to debate the case, as well as Education Ministry Director General Azam Ahmad's admission that many sexual harassment and bullying cases in schools have been swept under the carpet. In a letter to Dewan Rakyat Secretary Nizam Maidin Bacha Maidin, Kampar MP Chong Jamin stressed that schools should be the safest place for children to gain knowledge, not places that endanger their lives and well-being. Chong added that the incident serves as a stern warning that the student safety crisis has reached a critical level and requires immediate parliament intervention. He emphasized that Azam's remarks point to serious weaknesses in the complaint, monitoring and follow-up mechanisms employed by schools and the Education Ministry when handling bullying, abuse, and sexual harassment cases. He said it highlights the urgent need to review school safety procedures, student counseling systems, and teacher training to address discipline and safety issues in a more comprehensive manner. Among others, the motion also called for the establishment of an independent commission of inquiry on school safety and bullying culture. Moving on to PAS, its president Abdul Hadi Awang has explained why the party has refrained from naming its prime ministerial candidates. This was what he said about it in the Dewan Rakyat today.
Mungkin orang bertanya mengapa tak umum lagi Perdana Menteri. Satu soalan kali ditanya. Suka saya nak jawab. Yang penting mereka memilih pemimpin yang berintegriti. Tak menentukan orang lagi. Dan tentukan dia menang pilihan raya. Ini tak menang pilihan raya nak latih Perdana Menteri. Mengapa kita tak namakan daripada awal? Nak jaga keselamatan, ada bahayanya. Kadang-kadang kalau tahu dia calon Perdana Menteri, dia sogoknya dokong emas. Letak dokong emas dalam kereta, letak dadah dan sebagainya. Tak boleh bertanding. Dengan sebab-sebab yang berlaku. Ini perkara yang perlu dipahami oleh semua pihak.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. The 11-party loose coalition spearheaded by Perikatan Nasional Chief Muhyiddin Yassin has agreed to name itself as Ikatan Prihatin Rakyat. In a statement, IPR said that this was agreed upon during a meeting yesterday. IPR stated that it had discussed several topics, from Budget 2026 to the recent school violence, as well as the URA. On the budget, the group said the measures tabled by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim do not help alleviate the people's burden. The group called on the Education Ministry to revamp the education system and called on the MCMC to control the spread of violent content, including bullying on social media. The group also called for the government to cancel the invitation to US President Donald Trump to attend the ASEAN summit. IPR added that it will be organizing a congress early next year to stress its stand on national issues. Those present at the IPR meeting were Muhyiddin, PAS Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man, Gerakan President Dominic Lau, Urimai President P. Ramazami, Pejuang President Mukris Mahathir, and Acting Muda President Amira Aisyah Abdul Aziz. Several people have questioned the alternative budget that opposition leader Hamzah Zainuddin presented in the Dewan Rakyat earlier this week. Among the points being criticized is the proposal for an annual cash aid of 6,000 ringgit a year for low-income households under a scheme called Bantuan Prihatin Nasional. Bangi MP Shahridzan Johan said that he didn't see any real alternative budget and all we heard was a promise to give 6,000 ringgit a year. However, he questioned where the funds will come from, pointing out that this was not explained. Shahridzan also questioned PN's economic credibility, referring to the poor performance of the state government for opposition-led states made up of Perlis, Kedah, Kelantan, and Terengganu. He said such unrealistic proposals are more suited to casual conversations at a coffee shop than to a speech by an opposition leader. Political analyst Azmi Hassan also questioned the practicality of the 6,000 ringgit proposal, saying it would place an excessive burden on national finances. He said this is especially if the number of eligible recipients was large. He questioned if even the STR and SARA are challenging to implement without a solid financial foundation. How could such a large BPN scheme be carried out? Meanwhile, Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim welcomed PN's proposal to improve the subsidy assistance system and increase the amount of aid. However, he described the overall presentation as incomplete and shallow, as it lacked concrete proposals to increase national revenue. Earlier this week, Bersatu sacked its Supreme Council member Wan Saiful Wan Jan as well as 4 party division chiefs. It also suspended Machang MP Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal for 1 term. In a statement, the Bersatu Disciplinary Board said it found the leaders guilty of violating the party constitution and its code of ethics and conduct. Kinitv ran a poll to get public opinion on the disciplinary board's action against them. Here are the results. A majority of 50% believe that stern action against wrongdoers is necessary to uphold party discipline. 35% think the move is aimed at silencing criticism and consolidating leadership within the party. Meanwhile, 12% see the decision as complex, with potential long-term implications for Bersatu's future. What's your take on this? Let us know in the comments section below. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.